Hey, let's do your customized Seint video. I have got all of your colors here in the tin. I have got linen, which is your brightener. I have white peach, which is your main color. I have henna for the contour. I have Frenchie for the lip and cheek, Bella bronzer, and the vanilla dusting powder. I also have the 3D brush and the blush and bronzer brush and the perfector sponge. All right, let's get started. I'm gonna go through everything that I usually do for a normal face. I have a clean, dry face. I would take my toner. You can use whichever kind of toner you have. You may have a rose water, anything like that. I do like our Seint toners and their whole little skincare line. It's a 3-step process. It's the toner, then there's the moisturizer, the cleanser, and then the mask. So I guess technically 4. So I'm gonna squirt my face with the toner. And over time, toner will kind of help shrink your pores. It'll help it give you a more even skin tone. It's got a great smell. Just overall good skin healthcare practices. Next, I do like to do a moisturizer. At night, I use my Seint moisturizer, and then during the day, I use the CeraVe moisturizer with SPF, whatever moisturizer you use. Go ahead and apply that. I'm going to add the Tula primer. I have been using that on top of my SPF moisturizer because sometimes moisturizer with SPF can get a little oily or feels a little oily. So this is a mattifying primer. And technically, when you're doing your makeup, we do like to recommend about 15 minutes in between putting your primer on and then applying the makeup. I don't usually have that time, so I've been doubling up. Our setting spray also doubles as a primer. So instead of waiting the 15 minutes, I double prime. So I sprayed it on and I'll let that sit for a second. You can use any primer you've got. However, it does need to be silicone free. If you use a primer with silicone, this cream makeup will slide off. It will not stay on. The silicone makes it not stay. So let's get started. We will start with your brightening color, which is linen. And I'm gonna take this 3D brush and I'm gonna take that small circular end and I'm just gonna kind of dab it. I'm not gonna drag it, I'm just dabbing it. And we are gonna do a check. And I'm gonna put everything on first so you can kind of see where everything goes. There are several options. There are no right or wrong ways to do it. You can like put it on and blend it, put it on, blend it, put it where it goes and then do the next one. Whatever works for you is what is right, okay? So then I have like a tulip shape and I'm gonna bring that linen right down my nose, straight down to my chin. So we stayed right in the center of our face, okay? I'm gonna take what's left on that brush and just lightly dab it over my eyelids and I'll just pull what's left down my neck, okay? So that's where the brightening color is. Next, we're gonna go in with your main color and that is white peach. So same thing, I'm just gonna kind of dab. And I'm gonna start at the temple, go all the way over to the other side. So it's temple to temple, okay? And I'm gonna do another check. So I'm gonna go there at my lip and check. My lip and check. On either side of my chin, either side of my nose. And then I'm gonna take what's left and pull it down my neck and just kind of buff it onto my eyelids. Okay. Next, we're gonna go with henna. That is our contour color. It's gonna give a little bit of shape and definition to your face. Take that same end and you're gonna go right on your cheekbone, but I'm going to stop right there about the outer corner of your eye. Okay, both sides. I'm going to do my jawbone. And you can come all the way across if you want. The only reason I do not, I have this cleft right here. And so it actually it doesn't help me to put that darkness there because it gets clumped up. So I don't do it. But if you have smoothness right there, just do it all the way across, okay? Then we're gonna go across the top of our head. And I like to do it down the sides of my nose. You don't have to. I'm gonna use my ring finger. And then I also like to do it under my lip right there. It just kind of makes it look the appearance of a fuller lip, okay? So we've got our three main colors on: the brightener, the main color, and the contour. So at this point, you kind of have to decide what kind of coverage you want. You can get a little bit fuller coverage with the fluffy end of the 3D brush, or you can get a lighter coverage with the blush and bronzer brush. I'm gonna go with the fluffy side of the 3D brush, and I'm just gonna kind of pat these colors into my skin, and I'm gonna kind of start from the inside and go out, okay? Stick to the lighter colors first. I'm gonna be real easy and gentle with that skin under my eyes. And when I get kind of out to my hairline, I'm going to kind of flick it back. Okay, so you kind of have that illusion of going up and out. You don't want to pull anything down. All right, now let's go to that contour. And we're just going to kind of buff that in a little bit. I had some redness on my nose, so I had to add a little bit more of that little area just to touch it up. And we are gonna take this Frenchie. You can use your finger or you can use a brush. I just kind of like to take my finger and just kind of add it under your cheeks. You don't want to come too far down because you still want that illusion of pulling everything up and back. And I'm still going to take that fluffy side of the 3D brush, and you're just going to kind of pat it in or stipple it in until it's the color and covering the area that you want and that you like. Okay? Perfect. While we're in this Frenchie, we're going to go ahead and put it onto our lips. Okay, let's go into our Bella bronzer. We are going to do like a shape of a 3 and a shape of an E, whichever way you're looking at me. So I'm going to take the small end of the blush and bronzer brush, and I'm just kind of tapping it in that, and I'm just going to kind of start doing that shape. Start with the scalp, sorry, and kind of come down to the back of where your blush is and come in just a little bit, and then we're going to continue it down. And this is, Bella is also good like if you're in between colors with the change of seasons or whatever. You can apply it all over to get a little bit, you know, changing your color until you're not in between colors anymore, if that makes sense. So you're not too light. So we kind of did an E and a 3, okay? I'm going to flip over to the big fluffy end, and I'm just going to kind of buff it in a little bit. Get more circular motions. Actually, I'm going to go back to that smaller side. I have a little bit more control. Some days my hands work better than others. I don't know why. Who knows? Kind of growing up, I guess. we'll do the fluffier side of my cheek area. And then flip it back to where I have a little bit more control. Okay, it is a cream makeup. So the colors, hold on, I've got a hair, you know, are movable. So if you feel like you get too much bronzer or too much contour, you can always just kind of pull that lighter color up into it a little bit. And I just kind of do a quick swirl all over. You'll see that just gave us a nice little glow just with a little bit of bronzer. It does great. All right, so the last product that we have is going to be our vanilla dusting powder. And I am going to go with, I'm going to use both of these ends. I'm going to start with the smaller side of the blush and bronzer brush. You can use actually any brush for this. It's just because I have it in my hand, I'm going to use it. And I'm just going to pat it real gently, but firmly under my eyes. If you had complete eye makeup on, you would do it over your eyeshadow also. Now I'm going to flip to the bigger end, and I am going to make sure I get a good coverage on the brush. And I'm just going to do a light swirling of that vanilla setting powder all over. We also have the perfector sponge that I like to spray with our setting spray, and then I kind of squeeze it out in my hands because you want it damp, you don't want it soaking wet, okay? And we're just going to kind of dab it all over. It's kind of a 2-in-1 action. You're picking up any extra makeup that you may have gotten heavy-handed with, and you're applying that setting spray. And that, my friend, is your complete face. Super quick, super easy, and amazing. The last thing you'll need to do is grab a mascara, put it on, and you are ready for the day. If you have any questions, let me know. I would love to help you pick out any eye colors or anything else. I'm here for you, and just let me know how I can help. Thanks so much. Bye.